So I'm standing here with Rob Gonda. We are at the World of Advertising, World After Advertising event. And we are talking a bit about the Internet of Things, and he's going to give us his view on it. And what I'd like to know is, when is the Internet of Things going to happen in your eyes, and why?
The Internet of Things, probably next, not right away, but 5 to 10 years. And you know what? The first place it's going to happen is China. There was a Chinese decision by the government that they're actually going to support and fully embark the Internet of Things. And if you know one thing about China is if the government says something, it's just going to happen, and they have the power and the masses to do it. It's slowly happening, everything from Walmart and Tesco embedding RFIDs into all their products, and the power of cloud computing and cloud getting to a really suitable place where everything can be interconnected. So probably in the next 5 years, you're going to see contextual computing integrated with mobile devices, some RFIDs, everything fully interconnected to provide you that unique experience. And probably within 10 years, or it's really going to hit critical mass where everything will be connected. Every single piece of clothing, every single piece of equipment will all be talking to each other. I mentioned some stats, like once that happened, the information that travels online is going to be exponential. It's going to grow from 1.27 zettabytes to 35 zettabytes. And 99% of the communication will happen machine to machine. So 5 to 10 years, depending on what level of integration. 5 years probably early, rising, everything interconnected. Still early adopters, 10 years fully mainstream.
So if we're talking about the advantages of the Internet of Things from a user perspective, obviously everybody knows what it gives to companies. But
yes.
From a user perspective, it's going to be interesting to see what's happening there.
From a user perspective, it's all about perceived value. It's the user and companies have to have a fair value exchange. It's all about what can you give and what do you get. You give away some information, some privacy, you get back some value. Now, for the consumer perspective, first of all, it doesn't really tap much into them if they don't want to use it. It's really about think about if I'm sitting in a Starbucks and I have information about the trains coming by, or I have information on the buses, or I have information about what places are nearby. Everything is really valuable to me. Where it starts getting, in my case, it's really if they tag my clothing, if they tag my shoes. And at the end, my point of view is that it's really about, as long as you give the user control over their privacy, they'll be fully okay with all the data be exposed. So hence, if I know that my clothing is collecting information about my movements, my height, my temperature, my activity, my heart rate, and I know that my phone always knows where I'm at, and I know that everything is connected to provide me value, as long as I have access to define who has access to the data, when and why, what do I get in return, I have absolutely no problem sharing all that. And granted, I'm on the extreme, I'm an early adopter. I like to get value, I like to try out things. I'm willing to sacrifice some privacy in order to try out to get things. But privacy has evolved, and it's really a matter of what's the threshold of any person. As long as they get the value in return, over time, things that right now seems outrageous are just going to become normal.